I'd like to get a little bit more serious. And this time, I won't be in an eccentric character or be talking in some sort of exaggerated accent. I would like to be more raw and real and direct in addressing this topic. I would like to talk about social media, the things that surround this trend, or more of a culture if one would examine its inseparable role in today's lifestyle. Let me get to the positives. Number 1. It allows reconnection of old friends you may have not heard of from years ago. When I tried to remember that certain Joe that attempted to choke me during a Monday flag ceremony when we were in nursery, I just instinctively scanned my old yearbooks, locating where he used to live in the attempt to pinpoint his current whereabouts. Now, I just look him up on Facebook and ping him a message. Number 2. It enables instant communication regardless of time and geographical distance. Now this is truly mind-blowing when you contrast what the world used to do. Now, they're all just one DM away from an ultra-sweet, totally unique pickup line. Number 3, it enables awareness to outside news on a global scale. Now in the past, there were newspapers, and reading them is a daily breakfast stereotypical activity for the modern dad. Now, whether you like it or not, you'd always be the first one to know whether a stray dog which is found right behind your block, or what kind of sunscreen Sansa Stark uses to keep her complexion as white as it should be. Here are the things that I find truly alarming. Let me get the most obvious things out of the way. Yes, your personal data is at risk, along with your very own identity. But big whoop, we already know these things, yada yada yada. But here are the, let me say, less tangible stuff that I would like to address. Number 1, self-worth becomes alarmingly superficial. Remember when people used to have their own identities and sense of worth, regardless of what others think and say of them? Well, that is quite a rarity nowadays. Today, likes, reacts, and followers become the barometer of a person's worth. Guys, come on, wake up and think. Does the increase of blue-collared thumbs translate to actual recognition? Remember, a toddler can push that like button and you wouldn't even know the difference. Number 2, the plague of instant gratification. The birth of the I want it now generation. It's quite ironic how the very purpose of social media becomes its most dreadful consequence. Because while it brought the notion of instant stuff, instant messages, instant reactions, instant news, instant cause and effect, this generation, and possibly the generation to follow thereafter, becomes addicted to the certain high of instant gratification. In the process, we have now failed to remember, appreciate, and give thought the very essence of the things that were once given value now replaced. A student journal said it quite aptly. Though handwriting a letter was arduous, the slow speed of the process allowed for the writer to carefully record his or her thoughts in a well-crafted piece. He or she had sufficient time to convey the message and also to incorporate authentic expressions of feeling, something social media does not readily provide. Also, the recipient intuitively knows that the letter response reflects thoughtfulness, whether the response is positive or negative. Which leads me to my last point. Number 3, relationships are now trivialized. Now, because of this extreme ease and accessibility in reaching out to people, relationships may be more easily established than before. But as to how strong and real the bond is, well, without the need for physical presence to be in close proximity of each other for physical communication to actually happen, relationships become nothing more than inaccurate inferences and assumptions of ambiguous lines of digital messages comprised of typos, emojis, and images, both intentionally and unintentionally sent. The dangerous obsession of the interaction with not the person anymore but the device itself is actually placing a huge wedge between people instead of bringing them together.